Hey guys, tonight we're going on a slow, soothing stroll through the rich, warm world of classic Filipino dishes. A gentle tour designed not to wake your mind, but to quietly carry it off to dreamland. Imagine yourself in a cozy kitchen somewhere in the Philippines, the sun just setting, painting the sky in soft pinks and oranges, a gentle breeze drifting through open windows, carrying the faint but inviting aroma of garlic sizzling in oil. Maybe you hear a soft clatter of pots and pans, the hum of distant laughter, or the faint chatter of a family gathered around a table about to share a meal. It's peaceful, it's simple, and it's completely unhurried, perfect for helping you unwind. Now, before you get too comfy, here's a little playful reality check. You probably wouldn't last a day in the old Philippine kitchens, where meals took hours to prepare. Ingredients were gathered fresh from the garden or market, and no microwave was in sight. But lucky for you, you don't have to. Just sit back and enjoy this relaxing journey through the history and heart behind the food. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. I'd love to hear from you too. Drop your location and local time in the comments so we can share this quiet moment together from all corners of the world. Now dim the lights. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Picture a humble pot, gently bubbling on a wood-fired stove, thick steam curling into the air as it carries the sense of simmering vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, and peppercorns. This is adobo, the unofficial national dish of the Philippines, and the perfect place to start our story. Adobo is more than just food. It's a slow-cooked symphony of tangy, savory, and garlicky notes that have warmed Filipino hearts for centuries. The origins of adobo are a bit of a culinary mystery, much like a softly whispered secret passed down through generations. The word itself comes from the Spanish adobar, meaning marinade, but the dish predates Spanish colonization. Early Filipinos had their own methods of preserving meat using vinegar and salt, simple, practical, and delicious. Imagine the first adobo cooked gently marinating chicken or pork in a mixture of native vinegar and crushed garlic, then carefully simmering it over low heat until the meat falls apart tenderly, soaking in the flavors of the sauce. This was food designed to last through humid days and rainy nights, nourishing both body and soul. As you imagine the slow bubbling of the pot, you can almost taste the balance of sour and salty, the soft chew of tender meat, the warm hint of peppercorns tickling your tongue. It's a humble dish, but one that holds the essence of home. Not far from that simmering pot, there might be another simmering pot filled with a different kind of warmth, the sour, comforting broth of sinigang. Sinigang is a soup for the soul, tart and soothing, made from tamarind or other native souring agents like cameus or batuan. Imagine dipping a spoon into a steaming bowl of sinigang, the broth bright and tangy, filled with tender pieces of pork or fish, alongside crisp green beans, radish, and water spinach. The beauty of sinigang lies in its simplicity and its power to refresh and comfort at the same time. It's the kind of dish that makes you sigh in relief after a long day, the gentle sourness waking up your senses without overwhelming them. You probably won't survive if you try to rush this broth. Its magic takes time, like most good things. As the scent of sinigang mingles with the lingering aroma of adobo, let your mind drift to the festive occasion where lechon, the roasted pig, steals the spotlight. Picture a whole pig, its skin crackling golden and crisp over hot coals, the aroma rich and intoxicating. Lechon is the centerpiece of many Filipino celebrations, a symbol of abundance and joy. Roasting a lechon is a slow, meticulous process, often taking hours, with the pig carefully basted and turned to achieve that perfect crispy skin and tender meat inside. Imagine the crackling skin breaking under your teeth, the juicy, flavorful meat melting softly as you savor every bite. It's a dish meant to be shared, laughter and stories flowing as freely as the food. Now let's drift over to a quieter, more humble corner of the Filipino food world, the pancit noodles. Pancit comes in many varieties across the islands, but all share the comforting warmth of stir-fried or soupy noodles mixed with vegetables, meat, and sometimes seafood. It's a dish that embodies connection, served at birthdays, family gatherings, and everyday meals alike. Imagine slurping soft, savory noodles, lightly flavored with garlic and soy, dotted with bits of crunchy vegetables and tender chicken or pork. The name pancit itself comes from the Hokkien word "sit," meaning something conveniently cooked, reflecting the dish's roots in trade and cultural exchange. Now your mind might wander to something sweet and cool, the colorful, layered delight known as halo. Imagine a tall glass filled with crushed ice, mixed with sweetened beans, jellies, fruit slices, and topped with creamy leche flan and a scoop of purple yam ice cream. The word halo literally means mix, inviting you to slowly stir the layers and taste a bit of everything in one soothing spoonful. This dessert is a beautiful metaphor for the Philippines itself. A blend of cultures, flavors, and histories all coming together harmoniously, slow to build but utterly satisfying. As you let these images and scents drift gently through your mind, you might think of the quiet mornings where Filipino breakfasts like tapsilog come to life. Imagine a plate of tapa, thin slices of cured beef crisply fried alongside garlic fried rice and a soft sunny side-up egg. It's a simple start that fuels the day with familiar, comforting flavors. Or maybe the sweet, warm bowl of champorado chocolate rice porridge that brings a gentle sweetness to the start of a rainy day. Made from sticky rice simmered with cocoa powder and sugar, often enjoyed with a splash of milk or a side of salty dried fish for contrast. It's a cozy paradox in a bowl. Through all these dishes, the story of Philippine cuisine is one of patience, simplicity, and subtle complexity. Each dish tells a tale of geography and history, of trade winds and colonizers, of mountains and seas, of families and celebrations. The food is never rushed, never forced, just slow, steady, and meant to be savored, much like this very moment you're in now. As you continue to imagine these flavors and scenes, let your breathing slow, your muscles soften, and your mind drift toward the gentle rhythm of history, unfolding one bite at a time. This is a tour not just of food, but of the Filipino soul expressed quietly through its kitchen traditions. And if your stomach happens to grumble softly, well, that's just your body joining in the slow dance of hunger and comfort. There's no rush here, only peace. Now, as the gentle sounds of the kitchen fade into the background hum of a quiet evening, let's turn our attention to another quietly fascinating staple of Filipino cuisine, laying. Imagine a small clay pot gently steaming in a humble kitchen, filled with tender dried taro leaves, slowly cooked in rich coconut milk, spiced with just the right hint of chili. The aroma is subtle, creamy, and comforting, like a warm blanket on a rainy day. Laying's roots trace back to the Bicol region, where spicy food is a way of life. and coconuts grow thickly along the coast. The slow simmering of coconut milk and taro leaves is a process that demands patience. Overcooked leaves turn bitter, while undercooked leaves can be tough. So this dish is all about balance, just like your relaxed breathing now, slow and steady, in sync with the gentle bubbling of the pot. You probably won't survive the fiery spiciness if you dive in too quickly, so take it easy. Sip some cool water and savor the creamy warmth instead. Next, imagine yourself stepping into a bustling local market at dawn. The air is thick with the scent of freshly grilled fish, the chatter of vendors, and the colorful display of fruits and vegetables. Among the many offerings, Kinalaw stands out, a Filipino version of ceviche, where fresh raw fish is gently cooked in vinegar mixed with ginger, onions, and chili peppers. The freshness of Kinalaw is invigorating yet subtle, like a gentle splash of cool water on your face, waking up your senses without harshness. The vinegar's sharpness is balanced by the sweetness of coconut milk or the mild heat of pepper depending on the region. This dish too tells a story of the sea, of coastal communities living in harmony with nature's bounty, preparing food with care and respect. Let your mind picture the vibrant colors of Kinalaw, pale pink fish flesh, contrasted with red chili slices and green onions, almost like an artist's palette, but quietly serene. As the morning market buzz continues, let's drift to the comforting world of pandesal, the beloved Filipino bread roll, soft, slightly sweet, and dusted lightly with breadcrumbs. Pandesal is the perfect morning companion. Imagine waking up to the smell of freshly baked bread, the crust still warm from the oven, the inside fluffy and tender. Pandesal's history dates back to the Spanish colonial period, when wheat was introduced to the islands. But the Filipino version evolved to be uniquely local, smaller, softer, and just a bit sweeter. People often enjoy pandesal dipped in hot coffee or paired with cheese or salted eggs. It's a simple pleasure, a daily ritual that marks the start of countless days, quietly uniting families across the archipelago. Picture yourself breaking one open slowly, feeling the softness yield in your fingers, the steam rising gently as you take a small bite. There's something deeply soothing in this small act, the kind of comfort food that whispers calm. Now as you hold on to that warmth, think about Laizing's cousin from the coconut-rich provinces, Ginata Bilo Bilo. This sweet stew is a medley of sticky rice balls, coconut milk, jackfruit, sweet potatoes, and sometimes saba bananas, all simmered together into a creamy, silky concoction. Imagine a bowl of ginatakain below, steam rising, the sticky rice balls like little clouds floating in the coconut milk sea. The flavors are gentle, sweet, but not overwhelming, and the textures softly varied, chewy, tender, and smooth. This dessert is a perfect end to a meal or a soothing treat on a quiet afternoon. The slow cooking process reminds you once again, good things take time, and in this moment, you're part of that unhurried rhythm. Shifting now to something a little earthier and hearty, consider the traditional pinakbet, a vegetable stew native to the northern Philippines. Imagine a rustic clay pot filled with an assortment of local vegetables, bitter melon, eggplant, okra, squash, slowly cooked with shrimp paste until tender and infused with deep umami flavors. Pinakbet is a celebration of humble, simple ingredients coming together in harmony. The slight bitterness of the vegetables balances with the salty depth of shrimp paste, creating a complex but gentle flavor profile. Imagine the quiet clinking of a spoon against your bowl as you take a slow bite, the earthiness grounding you like the steady pulse of a slow heartbeat. You probably wouldn't survive the boldness of shrimp paste on its own, but here it's tamed, a quiet partner in this vegetable melody. And now, let your thoughts drift to the tropical sweetness of mangoes, often called the best in the world. Imagine biting into a perfectly ripe Philippine mango, juicy, fragrant, and luscious. In many Filipino homes, mangoes aren't just fruit, they're a symbol of comfort and hospitality, often served fresh or turned into desserts like mango float, a chilled, layered cake of cream graham crackers and sweet mango slices. The mango's bright flavor cuts through heavier dishes like adobo or lechon, providing a refreshing contrast that awakens the palate gently without alarm. Picture the sun shining warmly as you savor the mango's sweetness slowly melting in your mouth, a small natural joy in this slow culinary journey. Finally, let's not forget the humble taho, a sweet morning treat sold by street vendors carrying large aluminum containers balanced on their shoulders. Taho is soft silken tofu topped with a warm brown sugar syrup and little tapioca pearls that add a gentle chew. Imagine a vendor calling out in a soft sing-song voice, "Taho," as you step outside your door at dawn. The warm sweetness of taho is like a gentle hug, perfect for a slow start to your day or a relaxing pause. Its smooth texture and delicate flavor invite you to savor each spoonful without hurry, a simple pleasure that connects you to the rhythms of Filipino daily life. As you sit quietly with these images and flavors in your mind, let your body relax further. The kitchen sounds fade, only the soft hum of the night remains. Your breath is slow and even, your thoughts drifting like the steam rising from the pots and bowls we've visited. This is the kind of food story that doesn't shout for attention but whispers, inviting you to rest and dream. Now, as the night deepens and the soft hum of the fan blends with your steady breathing, let's turn our attention to a dish that carries the quiet dignity of the Philippine countryside, kare-kare. Imagine a large rustic pot slowly simmering with oxtail, tripe, and occasionally pork hocks, all tender from hours of gentle cooking. The sauce is thick and creamy, made from ground toasted peanuts and a touch of annatto seeds that give it a soft golden hue, like a muted sunset in a bowl. Kare-kare's story is one of communal warmth. It's often reserved for special gatherings, birthdays, fiestas, or simply moments when family comes together to share comfort and connection. As you picture the thick sauce enveloping tender meat and crisp vegetables like eggplant and string beans, imagine the delicate balance between the savory richness and the subtle sweetness that rounds the dish out. Traditionally, kare-kare is served with balgang, a fermented shrimp paste that adds a salty punch, inviting you to take small, deliberate bites, alternating between the creamy stew and the pungent condiment. You probably wouldn't survive the intense flavors of balgang if you tried it all at once, so this gentle pairing teaches patience and appreciation. Let your mind wander to a slow afternoon in a provincial town where the stew bubbles softly on the stove, filling the house with its warm, nutty aroma. It's a dish that feels like a slow embrace, comforting and familiar, the kind of flavor that settles deep into memory. From there, we drift to a sweeter, lighter note, bibingka, a soft rice cake traditionally cooked over coals in a clay pot lined with banana leaves. Imagine the gentle crackle of embers, the faint smoky aroma mixing with the sweet scent of coconut milk and sugar. Bibingka's golden top is often dotted with slices of salted egg or cheese, adding a mild saltiness that contrasts beautifully with the cake's tender sweetness. This treat is a beloved companion during the Christmas season, but it's also a reminder that some traditions, like the slow, mindful preparation of food, bring a sense of peace no matter the time of year. Imagine cutting through the warm cake with a fork, the softness yielding easily as you savor each bite slowly, allowing the flavors to linger. Next, picture a quiet morning with champurrado, a comforting chocolate rice porridge. The sticky rice is simmered gently with cocoa powder, creating a thick, velvety bowl that's often enjoyed with a splash of evaporated milk or paired with salty dried fish called tujo. This contrast between sweet and salty is a unique feature of Filipino taste, a gentle tug of war on your palate that somehow feels just right. As you imagine this, picture yourself wrapped in a soft blanket, watching rain fall softly outside, spooning warm champurrado slowly, the chocolatey richness soothing your senses, coaxing you closer to rest. Now let your thoughts drift to La Paz Bechoy, a noodle soup born in the heart of Iloilo City. The broth is rich and flavorful, made from pork bones simmered for hours until deeply savory. Imagine steaming bowls filled with thin Mickey noodles, topped with tender pork slices, crushed pork cracklings, chopped green onions, and a raw egg slowly cooking in the hot broth. Bechoy is a dish that brings people together in quiet cafes, the steam rising gently as conversations flow softly in the background. It's not flashy or overcomplicated, just honest, filling comfort in a bowl. Imagine slurping noodles slowly, feeling the warmth spread through your body like a gentle tide. You probably wouldn't survive the salty richness if you rushed through it, so take your time with this one. Drifting further, imagine the tropical fruitiness of sapin sapin, a layered sticky rice cake with pastel colors and delicate flavors of ubi, coconut, and jackfruit. Each layer melts softly into the next, a quiet celebration of textures and tastes. The word sapin means layer in Tagalog, and the cake's slow preparation matches the unhurried rhythm of enjoying it. Each bite a small journey through subtle sweetness. Picture a small, brightly wrapped slice on a wooden table, sunlight filtering softly through leaves, the air filled with the scent of fresh coconut. It's a humble pleasure, a quiet moment of delight. Now think about puto, the steamed rice cakes often served as companions to savory dishes like dinuguan, a rich pork blood stew, or as snacks on their own. Puto is soft and slightly sweet, a gentle cloud of flavor that balances heavier tastes perfectly. Imagine steam rising from a bamboo basket as you lift a piece of puto, the delicate aroma inviting you to slow down and savor its subtle sweetness. This simple rice cake is a staple across many Filipino celebrations and everyday moments alike, a quiet reminder that sometimes the simplest things bring the most comfort. As you imagine these layers of flavor, tradition, and story, your body relaxes further, your thoughts slowing like a gentle tide pulling back from shore. The Philippine culinary landscape is vast and varied, yet it holds a quiet unity, a steady, calming presence that embraces you gently through each dish. Rest easy now, knowing that these flavors and stories will be here when you awaken, ready to welcome you back. Now, as the night wraps around you like a soft blanket and your eyelids grow heavier, let's settle into the final chapter of our slow, gentle journey through classic Filipino dishes. Imagine a quiet afternoon in the provinces where the scent of freshly cooked inihaw, grilled meat or seafood wafts through the air. Picture skewers of pork, chicken, or fish slowly turning over hot charcoal embers, the fat sizzling and dripping, releasing smoky notes that mingle with the earthiness of banana leaves used to wrap some of the dishes. Inihaw is a dish of simplicity and patience, where timing and the gentle coaxing of fire bring out deep, smoky flavors that comfort and satisfy without urgency. Imagine taking a slow bite, the charred edges crisp but tender inside, the subtle sweetness of a vinegar dipping sauce balancing the richness. As you savor this, your breath deepens, matching the unhurried rhythm of the grill's steady heat. Now drift with me to the soft, sweet world of ube halaya, the purple yam jam that's both vibrant and mellow. Imagine the slow cooking of grated ube mixed with condensed milk and butter, stirred patiently over a low flame until thick and glossy. Ube halaya is a dessert that embodies quiet perseverance, the kind of dish made with care and time, offering a gentle sweetness that lingers softly on the tongue. The rich purple color feels like a soothing lullaby, calming and serene. Visualize scooping a small spoonful, the coolness of the jam meeting the warmth of your mouth, melting slowly, inviting you to relax deeper. Now, think of the humble turon, a simple snack of sliced banana and jackfruit wrapped in a thin spring roll wrapper and fried until golden and crisp. Imagine the crunch giving way to the soft, sweet fruit inside, caramelized by a coating of brown sugar. Turon is a perfect little moment of joy, familiar, unhurried, and satisfying. It's the kind of snack that punctuates the day with a whisper of sweetness, encouraging you to pause, breathe, and savor. As your thoughts linger on this gentle crunch, imagine the soft murmur of a small neighborhood market, the voices blending into a soothing background hum. Finally, allow your mind to rest on the comforting embrace of sinigang na baboy, the pork sour soup that we touched on earlier, but now in its full quiet glory. Picture the slow simmer of pork bones releasing their rich flavor into a broth tartaned with tamarind and enlivened by fresh vegetables. Sinigang is like a cool breeze on a warm day, refreshing, calming, and just a little bit tangy. It's a dish that invites slow sipping and quiet contemplation, the kind of meal that wraps you in comfort as the world softens around you. As you imagine the final spoonful, let your body sink deeper into rest. The stories of these dishes are like the gentle folding of a storybook closed for the night, full of warmth, history, and quiet magic. Thank you for joining me on this slow, flavorful journey through Filipino cuisine, a world of tastes and tales designed not to rush but to soothe. Now, as you drift further towards sleep, may these soft images and gentle flavors wrap you in calm. Good night, and until our next quiet adventure.